What if I told you that the moment she's turned on, she won't always say it, but her body will speak louder than her words ever could? Here's the truth. Attraction isn't created with pressure. It's triggered through subtle emotional and physical cues. And the men who understand these signs, without reacting or rushing, don't just turn her on, they make her crave more. This isn't about physical touch. It's about presence. It's about being so grounded, so calm, and so tuned in. She starts to feel things she can't explain and doesn't want to stop. Right now, most men miss it. They either go too fast, overdo it, or kill the moment by trying to control it. But the Stoic man, he watches, he waits, he feels before he moves. If you're ready to master the art of silent desire, like this video, subscribe, turn on notifications and comment. I move with awareness, not impulse. Number 1. The fire she feels but never says out loud. There's a moment, quiet but electric, when her eyes find you and linger just long enough to make the air thicken. She won't say it, she doesn't need to, because her silence is louder than speech, and her gaze is asking a question you've been trained to ignore. Can you feel this too? We live in a world that shouts for attention, but real attraction whispers. It shows up in a flicker, in a glance, in a shift in her breath when you enter the room. And if you're not still, not present, you'll miss it. That's why most men never recognize when a woman is sexually drawn to them. They're too busy seeking obvious signs. But the truth is, the more powerful the attraction, the more subtle it becomes. Enter Stoicism, not as a theory, but as a way of seeing. More than 2 millennia ago, Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Look within. Within is the fountain of good, and it will ever bubble up if you dig." The same is true of attraction. You don't find it by hunting outside, you feel it by becoming inwardly still. This isn't about tricks. It's about tuning in. It's not about manipulation, it's about magnetism. The kind that comes from a man who knows himself, holds his energy, and doesn't chase what he already attracts. Because here's the truth. When a woman feels sexually drawn to you, it won't be with loud words or flirtatious gestures. It will be in the intensity of her eye contact, the openness of her body language, the way she finds reasons to stay close, or the softness in her voice when no one else is listening. But only a man who is present can see this. Only a man who is still can feel it. And that's why this series exists. To show you what most men never see, and to guide you on how to lead, not with pressure, but with presence. To take that spark of attraction and turn it into unforgettable tension. Comment below, "I see the signs others miss because I am fully present." Number 2, her eyes lock in, but are you grounded enough to hold the moment? It starts with a glance, but not just any glance. This one lingers, it returns, it cuts through the room's noise and finds you, again and again, like gravity pulling towards center. This is not politeness, this is not curiosity. Her subconscious is broadcasting something she may never say aloud. I want you to notice me. When a woman is sexually drawn to a man, one of the first signs that slips through her control is her eyes. The pupils dilate, the gaze softens. It holds longer than usual, then glances away, only to come back, as if pulled by something she doesn't fully understand. But what separates a man she remembers from the one she forgets is how he holds that moment. The average man breaks eye contact too quickly, out of nervousness or excitement. He tries to act on it too soon, interrupting the rhythm. But the Stoic man, he does the opposite. He holds steady. He breathes. He meets her gaze not with hunger, but with calm knowing. Seneca once said, "He who is brave is free," and bravery in this context means holding tension without needing to escape it. Eye contact is tension, it's emotional pressure, it reveals and demands presence. So when she locks eyes with you, don't rush to speak, don't look away. Let your gaze stay steady, grounded. Let it say, I see you, and I'm not shaken. Then return to what you were doing. Let her feel your energy, and then miss it when it shifts away. That moment of withdrawal, of composure, creates intrigue. It says you're not chasing, you're choosing. This isn't about making her chase you. It's about becoming a man whose calm confidence creates desire. Because you are rare, because you are grounded, because you don't flinch when her gaze dares you to. And when you can meet desire without collapsing into it, you become the kind of man who lingers in her thoughts long after the moment ends. Now speak out and comment below. I meet intensity with calm, and she feels it. Number 3. Her body opens, but will you stay still enough to see it? She doesn't tell you with words, she tells you with space, with angles, with energy. Her arms uncross, her shoulders turn, her knees, hips and chest all start subtly aligning toward you. She leans in when she speaks, even if she could stand back. She plays with her hair, exposes her neck, straightens her dress when you glance at her. These movements aren't random, they're not rehearsed. They're her biology speaking long before her lips do. The body says, I want to be closer, but most men, conditioned by impulse and distraction, miss it entirely. They chase approval through words and overlook what's already being whispered through posture, proximity, and presence. The Stoic man doesn't miss it. He sees without staring, he notices without needing. He lets the tension build, not because he's trying to manipulate it, but because he respects it. Marcus Aurelius wrote, to live is to perceive clearly. And when it comes to attraction, perception is power. If you don't see what's being offered, you'll either come on too strong or pull away too fast. Both destroy the natural rhythm of chemistry. So when her body language opens, don't jump in. Don't rush to fill the space. Let her lean, let her hover, let her orbit in your presence. Then, and only then, reflect it back in subtle ways. A slow lean, a slightly lowered voice, a pause before your next sentence. The key isn't escalation, it's amplification. Not doing more, but doing less with more awareness. The energy of sexual attraction isn't created, it's noticed. And when you show her that you're calm enough to feel it without needing to own it, you awaken something deeper than desire. You awaken trust, craving, obsession. Because while the average man reacts, the rare man receives. Comment below. I read her energy and move with calm precision. Number 4. She touches you first, but are you stable enough not to flinch? It might initially seem small, a gentle brush on your arm, a playful nudge, the subtle act of fixing your collar or tapping your shoulder mid-laugh. But when a woman is physically drawn to you, these gestures are rarely accidental. They're tests, invitations, moments of silent curiosity asking, how will he react? Touch is one of the oldest languages of intimacy. Before words were ever trusted, we reached for what we desired. Today, that instinct remains. When a woman begins to touch you deliberately and repeatedly, she no longer acts from polite interest. She's stepping into the space where her body wants to feel yours. But here's most men's mistake. They either react with juvenile excitement or freeze awkwardly. Both responses break the rhythm. Both make her energy retreat. The Stoic man does something different. He absorbs the moment. He treats her touch as natural, not miraculous. He doesn't jump, nor does he pull away. He lets it pass through him like wind across water, noticed, appreciated, but never chased. Seneca reminds us, no man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity, for he is not permitted to prove himself. In this case, the adversity is subtle, the pressure of closeness, the vulnerability of attention, and your ability to stay calm in it is your strength. So when she touches you, don't respond with more. Respond with presence. A light guiding hand on her back as you walk through a door. A gentle tap on the table as you share a laugh. No neediness, no flinch, just masculine ease. The kind that says, "I've been here before." Because when she feels that calm, non-reactive presence in the face of intimacy, it tells her something no words ever could. You are safe, you are strong, you are real. And that, more than any flirtation, creates the obsession she never saw coming. Comment below, I let touch flow, never chase, never flinch. Number 5. She clears her calendar, but do you still guard your frame? She starts showing up where you are, says yes before you even finish asking, texts you first, remembers small things you mention in passing. This isn't convenience, it's intention. She's making herself available, not just physically, but emotionally. She's moving closer, softening boundaries, opening space. And that's the moment most men lose their center. When a woman begins to invest more, they drop everything. They reply faster. They rearrange their lives to match hers. They think availability equals affection, so they meet it with neediness instead of presence. But what she's testing isn't just your schedule, it's your gravity. The Stoic man understands this. He doesn't punish her interest, but he doesn't fold into it either. He stays rooted in his purpose, his time, his focus, his vision, and invites her into his world without making her his world. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, the tranquility that comes when you stop caring what they say, or think, or do, only what you do. So when she clears her time for you, don't rush to fill it. Let her invest, let her pursue, then lead from calm structure, not scattered desire. Invite her along for a moment of your rhythm. Plan intentionally, make space for her, but only as a man who's already fulfilled on his own. Because the paradox is this: the more you stay anchored in your life, the more she wants to be part of it. When she feels that you're not chasing, not because you don't care, but because you care deeply about yourself, that's when her desire deepens. Because she sees you're not trying to win her over, you're already living in a way worth joining. You are the storm's eye, unmoving, unbothered, unmistakably alive. Comment below, I move with direction. She joins the path, not defines it. Number 6. When her eyes wander to your lips and you don't blink. She's not just looking at you, she's feeling you. Her eyes meet yours, then drift lower. They pause, they land on your mouth, then they rise again. A glance so brief it could be missed, but so charged it could ignite a room. This is not about admiration, this is primal. When a woman repeatedly gazes at your lips, especially during silence or close conversation, her body reveals what her words will never confess. She's imagining, wondering. And here's the key. How you respond will either build the obsession or break the tension. Most men misfire. They lean in too fast. They speak too soon. They mistake the signal for permission when it's an invitation to presence, not action, not performance, stillness. Marcus Aurelius said, "Be like the rock that the waves keep crashing over. It stands unmoved, and the raging of the sea falls still around it." This moment is your sea. Her gaze is the wave. Your role? Stay the rock. Hold her gaze. Let the silence stretch. Let her feel the weight of your presence without collapsing into it. Maybe a subtle smile, maybe nothing at all, but do not fill the space. Let it burn. This is what most men can't do. They crave relief, they fear tension, but sexual attraction thrives in tension, and when you show her that you can hold it, not escape it, you show her a man who's rare, unshaken, and already complete. That's what haunts her. That's what she remembers. Because in a world where everyone is chasing release, you become the man who creates desire simply by being still. Comment below, I hold the fire and she feels the heat. Number 7. When her touch becomes natural, your calm becomes the flame. At first she brushed your arm in conversation. Then her fingertips lingered just a second longer. Her proximity has changed, closer when you talk, slower when she walks beside you. She adjusts your collar without hesitation, rests her hand on your knee during a laugh, maybe even leans into your shoulder without thinking twice. These touches aren't accidents. They're the evolution of comfort, attraction, and rising desire. Her body has stopped asking for permission. It's chosen to join yours. But here's the trap. Most men get greedy. They read this as a green light for escalation. They chase the moment, destroy the tension, and unknowingly break the spell. Because what creates sexual energy isn't speed, it's rhythm. The Stoic man understands this intimately. He doesn't speed up, he doesn't pull away either. He matches the energy, he leads it, not with force, but with finesse. Seneca wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." And when it comes to seduction, most men waste the moment by rushing to prove something. But the rare man, he lets it build. So when her touch becomes natural, when closeness feels easy, don't leap. Don't ruin the beauty of her investment by making it transactional. Instead, reflect it back with subtle presence. A light hand on the lower back as you guide her through a door, your fingers brushing hers as you speak, a pause that lets her feel your stillness. Because when a woman feels that her physical invitation is met with grace, not desperation, it ignites something deeper than attraction. It awakens her trust in your leadership, and that's what makes the desire sustainable. That's what turns touch into craving. You're not just her excitement, you become her anchor. Comment below, I let desire unfold, never rush, never beg. Number 8. When she competes for your attention, stay rare, stay rooted. She laughs louder when you're near, adjusts her hair when another woman walks by, inserts herself into your conversations, not with desperation, but with a subtle urgency. She lingers when others leave. She glances sideways when you're not looking, then smiles when you catch her. This isn't coincidence. This is competition. But not with you, with them, with the room, with anything or anyone else that might pull your attention. Because somewhere deep down, she's decided, I want to be the one he sees. What happens next defines everything. Most men, flattered by this surge of attention, start pouring themselves out. They turn the spotlight back too fast. They signal availability with over-interest. They lose the gravity that made her compete in the first place. But the Stoic man? He doesn't react. He observes. He stays calm, even when energy shifts. He sees and appreciates her investment, but doesn't sacrifice his frame to reward it. He lets her come closer, not because he needs her to, but because his presence invites, not demands. Epictetus taught, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Apply that to attention. When a woman senses that you are not starving for her gaze, that your world is already full, her desire deepens. You are not the noise, you are the silence she wants to be heard in. So when she competes, don't gloat. Don't overplay it. Stay grounded in your mission. Speak to her, but don't collapse toward her. Smile, but don't chase. Let her work for your presence. That's what gives it value. That's what makes you rare. Because a man who doesn't need attention becomes the very center of it. Comment below, I don't chase attention, I command presence. You came here to learn how to know when she's turned on. Now you know. It's not in what she says, it's in her tone, her breathing, the way her energy subtly shifts toward you. And when you notice it, without pushing or reacting, you become unforgettable. Because women don't crave men who chase. They crave the man who's so in control of himself that she starts to wonder what it would take to break through that calm. Don't chase the moment. Don't force the mood. Just stay present and let her feel the tension rise naturally. If you're ready to become the man who reads her energy and leads with stillness, like this video, subscribe and comment. She feels safe, seen, and stirred in my presence. Stay calm, stay grounded, because the most addictive men are the ones who never rush desire. They build it,